Hi, and welcome back to the Frederick Family Acre, the place where we share our journey towards self-reliance by sharing our garden, cooking from scratch, animal husbandry, and DIY projects. I'm Katrina.
I'm George, and it is sprinkling.
I really wanted to get this garden tour in today, so we're actually doing it on the iPhone. There's a lot going on. I've wanted to do in the last few weeks. It's just been busy, so we're just gonna do it. We're gonna knock it out, hopefully. So without further ado, welcome to our garden, and we'll give you a look at what's going on. So first, I'm going to show you George's peppers. They are his pride and joy. This is only part of our peppers. We're going to be starting more. We lost a lot of seedlings. I accidentally left them out on a hot day, and they got a lot of sun scald. So thankfully, we are zone 10A for those of you who are new. So we have a very, very long growing season here in Southern California.
All right, so we have the start of the peppers here. These are kind of the best looking out of all of them. Maybe not, who knows? We'll just tell you what they are. So we have a chocolate bell pepper here. We have a holdover from last year that I believe is a 7-pot yellow. Same here, 7-pot yellow. And then in the back there, another holdover from last year. I believe that's a purple Assam. Moving on here, we have a Scotch bonnet. This is a yellow variety. And then we have an orange. And then we have a red. All of them kicking in there. So then we have these cool hybrids, Scorpion Butch Teas. I've got 2 of them here. These are doing really well. We actually topped these and they've bushed out very nicely. Lots of really good growth down in the bottom. Same with all the other ones. Top leaves are starting to die off, but we're getting really good growth out of the bottom. This is one of our Mad Hatters that we actually overwintered, and it is doing very well. These are awesome for the kids. They love just walking through the garden and picking them when they're fruiting and eating them. These 2 are jalapenos, and they're coming back from overwinter as well. This one obviously is doing very well, and this one is getting caught up. Moving on, we've got a Trinidad Scorpion, also overwintered from last year. And here we have a chocolate habanero. I'm very excited about growing those. Those are still spicy, but they have quite a bit more sweetness than traditional habanero. And these are more of the hot area. We have Carolina Reaper, Carolina Reaper, Carolina Reaper, and then these are all ghosts here. Normal habanero. This is a banana that did not make it out of overwintering, and we need to probably go ahead and get him into the compost pile. Unfortunately, you can see there is just a little bit of green growth right there, but I don't think it's gonna make it. We do have another banana here, 2 Anaheims that were also overwintered. Our Thai, which is doing exceptional. It was also overwintered. It's starting to flower.
We actually didn't overwinter this. We cut this back.
That's right. We were lazy. We left it out, we trimmed it, and then we forgot about it. And it actually fruited a couple times over the winter as well, if I remember right.
Yeah, it did. And our kids ate them as snacks.
And it's coming back like a weed. These things are awesome. This is a giant Thai that we picked up this year. That I'm super excited about. It's doing really well. It's starting to flower. We've been pulling them off, and we decided recently we're just gonna let them do their thing. And that is kind of the peppers that we have right now.
So first, I'm going to show you my pride and joy. This is a volunteer Cherokee Purple. We had a really hard time with this variety last year, and in our last garden tour I told you guys I was pretty sure that's what it is. That's what it is. I'm so excited. Look at how much fruit I mean, this thing's loaded. Very excited about that. And then down here, we have some French breakfast radishes that I'm actually gonna pull and roast this week. They actually might be over. They're kind of large. Next to the French breakfast radish, we have a bunch of these bush peas. We have so many peas on here, and I think that we'll be able to use them for a dinner. Since they are bush peas, they're a determinate variety, so how many peas we see on here is about how many we're gonna get. And we will just be cutting these off at the top, leaving the roots and changing over. I think I might put some summer squash here, but I still don't know since we've kind of changed our plans. Okay, next to the peas, we have some carrots. I don't remember what the variety is called. They should be ready soon. They're those little round orange ones, and I planted those because I thought they would be a lot of fun for our boys, and we eat a lot of carrots. And then next to that, we have a bunch of bush beans, 3 varieties. We have a purple, green, and yellow. And these you can actually see, we're starting to have our fruit grow. So these should be ready next week to go in a dinner also. And they're just, I love the purple ones. They're absolutely beautiful. If you look at these blooms, so lovely. These tiny little beans are absolutely adorable. So that is coming on. And next to that, we have this mammoth French breakfast radish. I'm waiting to go to seed. We actually had our Cayuga ducks in here for a little bit, and they ate all the greens off of this, and I left it and it came back. It's going to flower, and I'm just gonna leave it so I can save seeds because we really like that variety, and I don't have any more on hand to plant, and I don't want to buy anymore. So it gets to have a home here for a little while longer. Now we'll move over to our next bed where everything in here is pretty much ready to harvest also. We have some purple kohlrabi, just some red beets, and then some rainbow carrots. And if you come in close down in here, this is definitely ready to harvest. Oh, something had a snack in here. So this is pretty large. We've never eaten this before. I think I'm going to roast this for dinner. I found a recipe for some roasted Parmesan herb kohlrabi. We're gonna try that. I'm hoping it's good. If we don't like it, we won't grow it again. But it was fun to grow, and it's really pretty. We have had some pest pressure on here. And I noticed before we got the rain today that we were starting to get a little bit of maybe whitefly, so I'm definitely getting this out this week. And the beets are ready too. Getting pretty big. The bad boy's ready. So we'll be having beets this week. This one dropped and shouldn't be here, but we also have these carrots. And these are ready. We've already been pulling from these. You can see up here where we've kind of harvested, and there's empty holes. This next bed is going to be our tomato bed. Currently we have 5 varieties in here. This is a Sweet 100 that we got from our friends. They had an extra start, so we popped it in. This basil actually has been here since last season, and it looked really rough. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture for George to put in. But we left it when we amended the soil, and it looks so good now. It's come back super healthy. This tiny little guy I put here was a Sun Scalded Start. It's a Dr. Weich's. I think that's what it's called. It's a big kind of gold orange tomato, a slicer. And then I did just also put in a bunch of purple opal basil to grow up here in the middle, and a nasturtium because every garden needs flowers. And then here we have an old German, a San Marzano, and a green zebra. These 3 are from our local nursery. I really wanted to get some tomatoes in since I did scald our seedlings. And we'll still start more, but I don't want to miss out on the fresh tomatoes. And then right here next to me, this is a massive chard, which I'm letting go to seed to save seeds. And I'm going to, I think, cut it back and just leave part of it to go to seed because this is taking over. We have this huge spinach, and I'm trying to let it bolt, but it is not showing any signs at all that it is going to do that anytime soon. This plant I am very excited about. It is an eggplant that we neglected all winter, and it was still kind of alive, so I clipped it back, moved it here from a container, and it has so many blooms on it. We are going to be having lots of delicious eggplant. I can't believe how many blooms are on here and how healthy this plant is. I'm trying to see if we have any fruits on here yet. I haven't seen any on this one. It's very large and healthy. And this is another variety. And this was from a pack. I can't remember which is which. I'll make sure to look it up before the next garden tour to show you guys. But on here we do have some fruit coming in. I think these are the Rosa. There's another one down here too. So they have a white and purple streaked fruit. This was overwintered too. It's not doing as good as the other one, but it's still really healthy. And last, we have the very last of our kale from winter. I'm letting this go to seed so I can save some. And then this will be ripped out as well. I still don't know what I'm putting here. Maybe some early bush varieties of winter squash. And that's what we have going on here. We did order another bed that we'll be putting in this space where we're standing. And I forgot to show you guys what I'm very excited about. George put these arches up for me with the boys for Mother's Day. And I'm going to put some mini melons on here and some beans. We're actually going to be putting 2 more of these between the other beds once they get here. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was our bed that's down over here. This is where all our onions were, and our gopher, who we got, thankfully. That's why we did go ahead and harvest our onions early. I talk about that all in our onion vlog. We'll link it down below so you can go back and watch that and kind of see how we harvested these. If I had known it was going to rain, I would have taken these in. They've been out here curing and they're pretty dry. So tomorrow, if it's sunny and they dry out for a couple days, we'll go ahead and trim these down and take them inside. And in this bed, the garlic stays for now. And I just started some corn, and I'll probably do beans and some winter squash here, maybe summer squash too. And we're going to do like a little 3 sisters. And hopefully we're gonna have so much food soon. We're looking forward to it. The kids are excited. We did move our blueberries to bigger containers, which actually we can show you super quick. All right, so this is basically what all our blueberries look like. I put them in between all of our pollinator tire planters that I have here. This one is a sunshine blueberry. It's doing pretty good. We did buy it with blooms from the nursery, so it's a more mature plant. Cullen especially has just been munching on these, and I don't know if anyone else is going to get to eat a lot of blueberries this year, but we're really excited about it. We decided to put it in containers so we can move it if this location becomes too hot or too shady, and also to control soil acidity. It's really starting to rain now, so we are gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for hanging out with us in our garden today. And until next time, we really encourage you to get out and we encourage you to grow something, even if it's just one herb next to your kitchen sink. Hope to see you again soon. Berries. Helen doesn't know.